The autumn wind is a pirate, blustering in from sea. With a rollicking song he sweeps along, swaggering boisterously. His face is weather-beaten. He wears a hooded sash, with a silver hat about his head, and a bristling black mustache. He growls as he storms the country, a villain big and bold. And the trees all shake and quiver and quake as he robs them of their gold. The autumn wind is a raider, pillaging just for fun. He'll knock you round and upside down and laugh when he's conquered and won.
Raider Nation, we got some news regarding Josh Jacobs. Unfortunately, the running back has basically agreed that he's going to test the market. The Raiders are not going to, bring him back to a long-term contract before free agency starts. It doesn't mean that we're not going to bring him back after free agency, but he's going to be able to negotiate with other teams. So, it's looking more and more like there's going to be a possibility that Josh Jacobs is not in the silver and black next year, which, for some fans is a scary thought. But the thing is, there's a lot of running backs available, which we're going to get into, and the running back market is not the same as it once was. And this is just the unfortunate reality for that position in the free agency market. So, Josh Jacobs, our star running back, is going to test the market.
Yeah, and I think not only that, but Josh Jacobs in general, I think today the news came out that they're not going to be able to, ink him to a deal before free agency begins. So he's going to be testing the waters, testing out different markets and seeing, what he can get. I know he wants that big ass number, but in reality, that big ass number is a dream. I think it's a complete facade. I don't know in what world Jacobs gets that kind of money, especially with running backs like Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry in the free agency pool. Which I do have a strong belief that Derrick Henry is going to go to Atlanta just for some reason. Like, okay, they have Bijan Robinson, but I feel like for some reason Derrick Henry is going to be in Atlanta. That's just one thought for me, just to throw out there. But Josh Jacobs, could see him going to a rival, could see him going to Denver, Kansas City. We didn't particularly treat him well the last couple of years. So we'll definitely see what happens. But if not Josh Jacobs, there's a couple other options, like Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley, like I just mentioned. Or like we've talked about before, bringing in a running back committee, of three, lesser backs, shaped around Zamir White and Amir Abdullah, who just got re-signed to a 1-year deal. So maybe bringing in another back, of average caliber and kind of have them split the load, which would be our last resort. I think we don't want that. Both of us at least don't want that. But either way, Josh Jacobs, one of those guys you'd want to really see back in the silver and black, but it's really not looking good as of right now.
Yeah, and I think, we want him. Everyone wants him around, and that, he's been a part of this team for, I think it's been 4 or 5 years now. And, everyone loves Josh Jacobs. But the problem with bringing him back, and, this is the argument that a lot of people are going to make, is he's very dependent on the O-line for success. His two best seasons were his rookie year and the first year under Josh McDaniels. And in those 2 years, the offensive line was best at run blocking. And, the 3 years that he didn't have success, the line wasn't the same. They didn't perform the same. And it's not him. It's just every running back is dependent on the O-line. So does it really justify you spending, $9-10 million on him when you can go get an offensive guard, to shore up the offensive line first and then go with that running back by committee approach? So, there's two sides to the coin there. And I think with Jacobs, I think the owner wants him back too. The owner's consistently compared him to Marcus Allen. And, the culture of the Raiders has always been we've had good running backs.
Right.
So I think with that aspect of it, they're going to want him back. But I don't know if it's the smartest decision. It has to be for the right price. So bringing him in for $9 million, I don't know if that's the right price. I think it's got to be closer to 6 or 7 million rather than 9-10.
Get your ear to stare go, man.
Oh, was it fusing in and out?
I'll never forget that comment, bro.
Yeah, I know. Original comment.
Original comment from one of the first few days we ever did this podcast was get that ear to stare go, man. But Raider Nation, we appreciate you guys We'll be updating you with free agency coming up shortly next week on the 13th. Free agency opens. So should be seeing, big moves, especially at the defensive tackle position and hopefully not at the quarterback position. I heard Russ perhaps met with the Raiders recently, or is supposed to recently. But check out our Russell Wilson video for that one. But we'll see you guys later.